running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes up.
I'm taking you to one of the best kept secrets in all of Texas. That's right here, Harley Davidson. And you know what? At the end of the show, you are going to want to ride a Harley. And you got to tell me about this bike.
This bike just came in from Jacksonville, Florida. We bought it from an 83-year-old man who had it in his garage.
Oh my gosh.
And up until this year, he and his wife would ride it downtown Jacksonville.
For people to really get a feeling for what you do, Scott, get me started from the beginning.
I was having a conversation with a real close friend of mine, Ron Koppel, and one day he said, you know, why don't you paint a Harley Davidson? They're really popular. This is in the early 90s.
Right.
And Harleys were just really becoming accepted, and you know, doctors and lawyers were riding them, Malcolm Forbes was riding them, and everything like that. And it just became more acceptable to be a Harley rider. So I started painting Harleys in the early 90s, and luckily met the right people, and in 1993 I became the first artist in the world ever licensed by the motor company to do fine art. I started an art program for them back in 93, and now it's my 17th year with them now. There's no quick way to do a motorcycle, but a newer bike is a lot quicker to paint than, say, a 1936 or knucklehead or something like that, because a lot of the parts now are encased. There's not so many nuts and bolts and exposed wires and things like that. Everything's kind of cleaned up in these newer bikes, so these don't take as much to paint a bike. I use a brush that's the size of a pencil point. It's a 000, anywhere from a 000 up to an 18-0. So when it's got paint on it, it's smaller than a pencil point. So just imagine if this was a 3-foot by 4-foot canvas and how long it would take to cover the canvas with a brush that small.
You don't just do Harley Davidson. You know, one of my favorite icons, of course, is Marilyn Monroe. Can you share a little of that with us?
Well, I was doing a Marilyn Monroe piece, and when my wife has a glass of wine with me, I always know which glass hers is because it's got lipstick on the edge. So I thought it'd be a nice touch to add lipstick on it. And my wife and my daughters were not home at the time, so and I didn't want to wait for them to come home, so I actually put lipstick on, and I put my lipstick on the glass. The edge of the glass.
I'm not even going to ask what color it was.
Yeah,
I think I want to know.
It was kind of like I don't know what you call it, flesh color, natural color.
Are you ready for some Mexican rock and roll?
How long have you been performing?
We've been performing our whole lives, really. I mean, started out when we were 6 and 7 years old playing with our dad, and it's really been just our way of life, playing music with each other and sharing it with the world, writing songs. And to us, it's just a real natural thing, you know. We've always written and played music, you know, so we're just happy to still be doing it.
What inspired you guys for 1969? I mean, how did that all come together for you?
Oh man, 1969, the inspiration behind that is all in itself. The year is a great year for music, the people,
time.
love,
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Woodstock was
We
that
weren't there,
year.
What's it like receiving the Grammy?
I don't really remember.
I don't remember.
Because you were so nervous? Because it was so exciting?
Everything just went by so
I'm kidding.
fast, you know.
It was a good time.
We had a great
We
time.
had a great time there. It was awesome being nominated or being, you know, the honor to receive the award. It was crazy for them to think about us being from San Angelo, Texas, you know, 3 little Texican cats, you know, just doing what we love to do. And they called the name out. They were like, Los Lonely Boys. I swear, I was like, say it again. What did you say? They were like, Los Lonely Boys. I was like, whoa, everything turned slow motion. And
No, I'm
It
glad
was
they
weird.
didn't show the back of my pants, man. I was like, we won the Grammy, man. Oh, man.
No, it was cool. It was a good time playing there and stuff. You know, we met a lot of the other artists and people that were there and stuff. It was a good time.
So
When they called our name, we thought we were in trouble. They said, Los Lonely Boys. We were like, what?
Really?
We didn't do it, man.
So what are you working on now?
We're just getting ready to put out another album for next year and working on stuff. And we just finished touring, and we got back from Kuwait and Iraq for all the soldiers. And,
Yay.
And,
Wow, way to go, guys.
that was
Yeah, give
an
it a
amazing
back.
experience.
That was life-changing.
Well, guys, thanks so much, and we
Thank
can't wait
you,
to
Roxy.
hear you perform outside.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
guys.
remember, that's the bottom line, 'cause Los Lonely Boys said so.
The latest in Harleys and all their products will be sold on roxworld.tv, where you can catch up on the latest gossip on your favorite celebs and shop at the same time. Stay tuned for our launch date.